Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. In about 3.5 hours' time, we're going to have 3 abnormal skins to chase after. That being the Redemption Thompson, the Day and Night Armador, and of course the Toolbox, as you can see right here. We're going to go ahead and figure out a decent price to offer for all of these, because we do have to keep in mind Rust skin prices very likely will be suffering a fair bit from here and now, and I'll explain that in a bit. We are probably want to do safer prices maybe for these buy orders. Potentially, maybe, it's up to you. But after that, we also need to consider figuring out some decent prices to offer for the regular skins as well. These skins will become marketable when the next Rust store rotates tomorrow, which of course will be complete the sets. So, yep, let's just point that out. So we're going to figure out the prices, we're going to do our abnormal buy orders, and then we'll consider looking at the support for how many buy orders each of these skins has, whether it's a good idea to jump in and do an actual purchase. So, shall we jump straight in? But as I alluded to, I just want to get this out of the way, just point this out. CSGO Paris 2023 Major is currently going on at the moment. We have had the release of all the stickers, you get the idea, capsules are there. When this tournament ends, about a week or so later, we will see a 75% discount come out for all of these capsules. And because major capsules tend to be very reliable investments, by default, people would usually buy out a whole bunch of them. Because they expect, it's to the expectation that these capsules will go up in price at some point. But there's also a reinforcing factor too, to be precise. We're not going to see another CSGO major. In fact, it's going to be CS2. Yes, we're not going to have another major until March of 2024. And we're also going to have the public release of Counter-Strike Source 2 in the summer at some point. And based on those two things, a lot of people really do think when this goes on discount, it's going to be an easy, quick flip profit. You buy a whole bunch of them when they're cheap, wait a month or so, see the release of Source 2 come out, and loads of people start playing Source 2, and by default, loads of people playing Source 2 equals loads of people being invested in Source 2, in Counter-Strike. Being invested into Counter-Strike, you get the idea, prices go up. Skins, stickers, you name it, all of that goes up in price. So, with that being an expectation, I will now talk to you in regards to Rust economy, because most people who are invested into Rust economy are also invested into, yeah, you guessed it, the CSGO economy. So what will happen is quite a lot of Rust skins will start being sold a whole bunch. More people selling rather than buying, and that equals prices to go down. If more people are undercutting each other and trying to sell their things at lower prices, you get the idea. The prices are expected to go down, the prices are expected to suffer, the value of the skins will go down. And this is what we have to keep in mind in regards to all of these skins here, and from here and now for the next few months. I expect the 75% discount to come out at some point at the beginning of June. It'll happen around here, and it's going to be going on for about maybe 2 months. And that is where we expect the bad times to start happening really badly. Even when there's a current Twitch thing going on, it's still expected to go down afterwards. So June is usually where we see prices hit fairly low. Don't be surprised. Anyway, shall we get started? Let's start talking about the likes of the Redemption Thompson, which has surprised me with the amount of sales it had. I was expecting above 30,000 for sure, but this really does look like it's going to end up at 40,000. And for a random Rust store in May, yeah, Take into consideration the amount of people that currently play, how many are currently playing the game at the moment, not as high as the likes of post-Christmas. Yeah, this is really high, and this really does look like excess amounts of purchases. People who bought with the pure intent to sell. And that type of situation is a bit worrying because, of course, I quite literally point out with all skins expected with the obviously the discount of this, loads of people are going to start selling these on the Steam market and third-party sites, and they're going to start undercutting each other. And yeah, I'm worried that this is going to suffer. I'm worried that this is probably going to struggle a fair bit. But, and you probably have seen my video, which I made fairly recently, my Rust Thompson skins reliable investing pattern. You'd know that Thompson skins tend to be probably one of the best things that you can invest into when prices go down. They always rebound, usually, and they always go up in price very comfortably. So whilst this might potentially go down less than $3, I still believe in the long term, post-Christmas time, that very likely will rebound and potentially double in price. That's my expectation. It's a very nice design. Loads of people clearly have been pointing out that they like the skin. Lots of people are to the expectation that we potentially might be seeing some more redemption skins being made. Lots of us are to the expectation that we very likely will be seeing some more being accepted. Please understand, this has sold 40,000 sales. I get the feeling Facepunch probably wants to see some more redemption skins being made so they can sell more and see more of them sell for about 40,000 again. Please understand, Facepunch wants to make sales, so Facepunch wants to make money. It's not too hard to understand, I'm sure. So we kind of have the hint that we're probably going to be seeing some more skins being made, and I'm turning red. Slow down a bit. Shut up. You get back. Slenoster, go and make your armor, all right? We need armor. Don't be concerned about me. I'm concerned about where's my redemption armor, Mr. Slenoster. Giving me comments over... Yeah, Mr. Slenoster should potentially be making some armor in the summer. That's probably going to be next month or sometime later. Remember, we did have the likes of Skullkiller last year, shiny blue. Well, this year, we're going to potentially see shiny redemption, cranberry red armor. And if that comes out, I'm pretty sure the currently existing redemption skins will be very happy to see that. And I'm pretty sure a lot more investment will go towards these skins because of that. So yeah, that's some potential positives for the future. But as of now, I have to look at this under the current times, and I'm going to sit here and say $1.50 to $2.20, I think. I do think this will go below its Rust store price at some point. But I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't go down too low. There is clearly, genuine demand here. But $1.50 to $2.20 should be right. A $1.50 buy order won't be very successful, potentially, for quite some time, maybe within a year or so. But, as time goes on, you will pick up a whole bunch eventually. I have been buying a whole bunch of Thompsons that came out last year for $1 at the moment. It's because loads of people are selling. It's just the way it is. Bad times are ahead, and yeah. So, yeah. If you can kind of wait it out, you'll be all right. But yeah, $1.50 to $2.20 is going to be my answer for this. Let's now move on to the Day and Night Armored Door. So this was Pokerface's first ever skin, and I did point this out. With a new skin creator who gets their first ever skin accepted, they tend to, try and make it turn into a collection. And that's exactly what he's gone ahead and done. So we saw this being submitted over the past weekend. For everybody that likes to be aware of all the new skins that have been accepted, please consider watching my Rust Workshop skin checks. Yep, we went through all the newest skins, every single skin that you see in this video, and of course this collection, which you can see right here in the description. These very likely will be the candidates for next week's Rust Store rotation. Get a quick look at that. That was a nice little teaser. But yep, if you want to go see the rest, please consider watching the video. It's all on the YouTube, as you can see right there. Cool. So we potentially might see this being turned into a collection. This has sold just over 27,000, a lot more than what I was expecting. And I've been looking at this. I've been trying to figure out, okay, so that kind of feels like it's an excessive amount. And I did point this out last week with Facepunch clearly do have the analytics. They have the analytics to see which doors get used the most and whatnot. And I have been under the assumption that the reason why armored doors just haven't had so many skins accepted this year is because, well, yeah, maybe it just doesn't get used as much compared to the likes of sheet metal doors and garage doors. Fascinating, I know, but do you get what I mean? So with this, if we start going through a period of time, or maybe from here and now, where armored door skins, single armored door skins to be precise, are a rare sight to see, and this used to be the case. Last year was a weird anomaly. We had 13 skins. But before that, 2021, there was only one. 2020, 2, 2019, 3. They used to be a rare sight to see. And when it was like this, every single armored door skin was in the positive. But when this happened, it just kind of changed things. And, well, we have far too many cheaper options now. And if I were to show you by highest price, and as I slowly scroll down, you'll start to notice that with a lot of the newer ones, they are the ones in the negative. But anyway, the main point I'm trying to get across is we need to figure out how this will end up. And I feel like the best thing we can relate it to is the recent Dungeon Armored Door. Oh, it's right there. It's just, yeah. Oh. So this is part of a reasonably well-established deployable collection, the Dungeon Collection. And from what you can see here, hello, people. I just see you messaging me. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, chat. I'm not ignoring you. I just got to get through this. So, yes. This isn't exactly doing super great. But again, as I said, prices are starting to go down a fair bit. I am led to believe we're probably going to see a very similar situation. So what we saw here, down 32% at the moment, 25,000 sales almost. Well, that's very similar. I think this will go below its restore price. I do believe it's probably going to go down like maybe 30% as well at some point. So that'd mean that we probably want to do maybe like I'll sit here and say for this price, I'm probably going to go ahead and do maybe $1 to $1.50 or 60. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. So that's what I'm considering for that. There's a lot to kind of take in there. I'm trying to throw you all the potential context. But, that's my current approach for that. Then we had the toolbox. Now you might sit there and say, oh, wow, that's really fun. That's really goofy. Surely that'll do super great. Well, you know what? It did sell 17,000, but quite a lot of skins this week did sell quite a lot. But I will show you Mr. Jeeber's other skins. That didn't do so good. This one's not really. This one's doing all right at the moment, but I have been informed it was used in a Wilgem video recently. So yeah, YouTuber influence definitely has an impact on skin prices. So this right here, by default, I will point this out, small boxes. There was definitely one point early this year where it was the release of the Blue Lotus box. Yeah, when that came out, all of the small boxes were in the positive at one point. Okay? So, yeah, lots of negatives at the moment, but when we potentially reach the end of this year, will all of these bounce back up again? Kind of wouldn't be surprised. This right here, will this be doing all right during the year, or do we have to wait until the end of the year? I'll be honest with you, I don't really want to risk it. It's a fun, silly idea, but I don't think it's going to really get across to everybody. And remember, well, let me just point out to you, this skin that came out last week, only really got hit to this point because of the YouTuber influence. So I'm going to sit here and say I probably only want to do maybe like a $1 to maybe like a $1.30 or 40 buy order. That's going to be my answer for that. Yeah, anyway. So that's all of the abnormal skins out of the way. We'll be doing our buy orders for them in about just over 3 hours' time. So with that out of the way, maybe we should start talking about the regular skins. So all of these regular skins will be marketable in about, when the Rustore rotates tomorrow. Complete the sets, Rustore rotation tomorrow. So let's start talking about the likes of the Rainbow Pony. So Rainbow Pony L96, it's very bright and colourful, it's goofy, it's a pony that's puking rainbows all over that cloud. Or they're making clouds of their puke, I don't know. I don't know the lore behind L96, but one thing I can really point out to you is with all of these L96s, some of them stand out better than others. It's clearly the ones that are in the positive. This is the go-to Christmas L96. It's an evil snowman. I mean, it always goes up in price for Christmas time. Blackout Collection skin, well, by default, that's going to go up in price. And if you don't believe me, just go check the Blackout skins now. Only 2 skins out of like almost 30 of them are in the negative. Every other skin is in the positive. And then we got the only glow-in-the-dark L96 right there. So, yeah, these 3, they're holding up nicely. But now we've got a very goofy, very colourful Rainbow Pony L96. It's a lot more standout compared to all of these other skins that are in the negative. No Mercy L96 mostly suffers because it had a very excessive amount bought because it came out during offline TV era. With this, it sold 21,000, not too high, not too ridiculous. My answer to this is I feel like this is going to hold its value, as in it's going to probably sit at around $2 for quite a long time. But I don't think it's going to go up too high that much, and I don't think it's going to go down too much. So my answer is I'm probably going to go for maybe like a $1 to $1.40 buy order, maybe? It's awkward, yes I know. There's a whole bunch of Rainbow Pony skins, and if you go see how they're currently doing at the moment, they're doing quite alright. Some the ones in the negative, though, are the ones that are weapons, mostly. Yeah, this is awkward. And then you have to take into consideration how likely are you can actually be using an L96? The gun demand, think about it. The resources to make it, researching it yeah. How common do you use this? That's the question that you had to keep into your head. I think I'm going to stick with what I said. I'm probably going to go with maybe I could do $1.10 to $1.50. Yeah, $1.10 to $1.50. $1.10 to $1.50. That's what I'm probably going to do. But I use 2 accounts to do buy orders with. I do feel like this will go up in price quite nicely when we hit August time and, of course, post-Christmas time. I'm just concerned about how low might this go during these bad times. But yeah, $1.10 to $1.50 probably would be the okay shout to do. I think there are a lot of skins in this week's store. You'll be very happy to have a lot in January next year. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. I want to do a reasonable price where I know I can buy them, but they're not going to. It's not going to be too high of a price where I suffer during the year. I want to play it safe. I mean, the ideal thing is you play it safe, but you can still sell it afterwards and get your money back if worst comes to worst, something like that. But yeah, that should be fine. Toy crossbow, it's kind of in the same boat. It's a very goofy crossbow skin, and I have pointed this out. Crossbows actually tend to do quite alright in terms of not going down too low. Some of them kind of. Well, a lot of these did, but this is a bit standout. This one's bright, colourful. It's got a fun gimmick to it. You know, more noticeable than the likes of this. This is part of the Dragon Age collection, though. That one did actually hold its value a lot better compared to these two. Banana one, not so much. But what I want to do is I want to go to lowest price. What's the lowest potential price this could potentially get to? So that one's like barely just over $1. Barely over $1, barely over $1, barely over $1. So yeah, these ones are fairly low, but they're not exactly super colourful and super goofy as much as the toy crossbow. And of course, with the toy collection, if we've just seen the gloves and the crossbow being accepted, will we potentially see a second attempt at toy hoodie and pants? Maybe. We'll see. It's up to Little Ranger. If we do see that happen and they be accepted, that's definitely going to get a great positive out of it. As well as all of this as well. Toy crossbow, I'll be honest with you, I think the answer is low. You could do $1 to $1.40. $1 to $1.40. I feel like this is a bit too special in terms of appearance and whatnot to go down to $1. It hasn't sold a ridiculous amount. So it stand out enough that I feel like that would definitely stay above $1. So you can offer a $1 buy, just what I'm saying. But if you want to push it a little bit more, go all the way up to maybe around $1.40. This is a $2 skin, but I do expect it to go down its rust price a fair bit. But then when loads of people play the game again, which we have pointed out a few times already, I feel like that will be doing a lot nicer. So sorry about this. I'm just trying to close that. So yeah. $1 to $1.40. Tier 3 SAR. This is awkward. We've had quite a lot of tier 3 skins. Sorry, I was trying to figure out what I was saying there. I got a little bit confused, but yeah, it is called tier 3. Quite a lot of these have been struggling. This has actually held up quite nicely. I'm not surprised by that. The comics, but the budget comics SAR has held up quite nicely. Red tip there. Well, we got a green one here with red tip. Is that going to help it out? People are going to look at that and think, oh yeah, I want to use that. I don't know. I just do not know. It's a little bit awkward. SARs are definitely starting to go down in price. They are starting to suffer a bit here, even though it's probably the second most used weapon in the game at the moment, based on analytics. Lowest price, how low do they go? Well, I mean, we don't see them actually going below $1 at any point, so that's okay at the very least. All right, I feel like looking at this, and I'm pretty sure we'll see some more tier 3 weapons being made. Of course, you see that one right there. I reckon we could probably do $1 buy order, and maybe you could push it up to maybe about $1.30, maybe a little bit more. But don't assume it's going to stay up like forever. I don't know. It's awkward. It hasn't exactly sold a ton either, so $1 to $1.30 is my answer there. I am just going to sit here and say 70 cents to 90 cents to the El Diablo Ioka. People do not care for newer Ioka skins. That's like doomed to go down by 50% very quickly. Carrot Ioka, yeah, already $1. If we go by newest, $1, barely over $1. Yeah. All the newer ones, they just go down to $1. So that's why I sit here and say 70 cents, 90 cents. It's not super colourful. It's not super in your face. It's just a fairly basic design. Yeah. So that's my answer to that. And then we got the toy gloves. And again, this is still the lowest selling skin of the week. But roadside gloves tend to be pretty okay investments. They tend to hold their value a whole lot better. Now, yeah, you might sit there and say, oh, but comics roadside gloves. Well, that's only down by 2%, and it's still sold 32,000 plus. Then you got the likes of the Easter roadside gloves. Well, that's a holiday-themed skin. It's probably only going to do a little bit better when we hit Easter time again. But we did also see the recent Hardsuit collection roadside gloves. They're still in the positive, up by 20%. And then when you look at all of the other ones that came up fairly recently, Skull Killer, Black Gold, Berserker, Target's a bit of a weird one. That was actually pumped, but we'll put that aside. copper. Now, Dragon Rage is down by 4%, but it also sold 28,000, so there's more context to that. But what I'm pointing out is skins, roadside glove skins from established collections tend to hold up their value and do quite nicely. This is part of a fairly established collection. Yes, we're still missing the hoodie and pants. Bit unfortunate. And not everybody likes the appearance of the toy collection. I can understand. It's a bit bright and colourful. Probably not the best to run around in grassy areas wearing all that. I understand. But the point is, out of all of these, I kind of expect this to do quite nicely. I feel like that's going to be doing okay. So my answer to this is, you probably could just put down maybe like an 85-cent buy order in that, and it'll probably be fine. Honestly, if you really wanted to, you could probably buy these, and I wouldn't be surprised if they retain their value for a decent amount of time. Yeah, I stick by that. It hasn't sold that much. It doesn't look like tons of purchases have been made in excess, so this still looks very reliable. It looks okay. That's my answer. So, yeah, 85 cents should be all right. You could probably do 75 to 85 cents will be the answer. I should do a low and a high, so yeah. All right, cool. So that's all there. We've established that we need to be concerned and prepared for the likes of this happening with the 75% discount. And someone did mention earlier, with the likes of the current Twitch event, will that be giving us a bit of a boost? Well, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really noticed too much in terms of prices going up and whatnot, but I do hope you've been getting all of these free skins whilst they're available. It's only day 2, you've still got time to chase out everything, and it's really helpful now that you can actually see the other people you can watch to get the first skin. So please understand this. If you want to get the first skin, you have to watch one of these people for 2 hours. If you want to get the special skin, the team leader skin, you have to watch these 2, and that applies to each team. I'm sure you get the idea. Cool. So, yeah, that's cool. And let's just probably skip ahead and see how those buy orders turn out. So, let's go do that right now. Well, gentlemen, we're here. I sorted out at the last minute to get enough money on my account. I want to do a big fat buy order with my second account on the Redemption Thompson. I figured out a price for it. $2.20. I had to figure out my currency converted to all of that. So let's just make sure we're on the right account, and off we go. And how many buy orders is it going to have immediately? Let's find out. Redemption Thompson. The answer is there we go. 380. Not at all surprised. So yeah, I'm immediately focusing. Haha, yeah, so 100 buy order, or 99, but it's just faster to do. So this one again, 0.82, 55, and then over to here, toolbox. Wow, toolbox hasn't appeared. Really? I mean, this tends to happen every now and then. Right, I guess we'll just go over to here. Okay, and maybe we're going to push it up to about 1.27. I'm just going to request 40. And then we'll go back over here, click this, and still hasn't appeared. So this might take a while to appear. This tends to happen sometimes. So what we'll do is just skip ahead, and then we'll start talking about the barter support. So, right, gentlemen, it's been about 14 minutes. We've done our buy orders and all the new abnormal skins, as you can see. Some of them are being tracked, and, well, not that one, but regardless, let's hop over to here. Let's start talking about the newest abnormal skins that have just appeared on the market. And what do we see? Quite a lot of support over here. A lot of people very curiously putting down some strong buy orders. Now, again, please understand, this is pretty much, this has got over 40,000 sales for sure, 100%. Will we see more redemption skins? As I did mention earlier, Slanosta, skin creator, he does plan to make more, and he does intend to make some armor at some point. So keep an eye out for that. Bright red shiny armor, the nice summer look for the summer of 2023. Keep an eye out. So yeah, that's potentially on the horizon. There's a lot of potential positives for that. It is a Thompson skin, and I have talked about Thompson skins quite recently in my recent video about Thompson skins. Will this go below its rustral price? Wouldn't be surprised. Will this go up in price towards the end of this year? Wouldn't be surprised. It's the weird, silly routine redemption skins. But with the amount that have sold, I am cautious. That's why I decided to only do a $2.20 buy order. But as you can see, the buy orders went all the way up to $2.50. So this is actually looking to be very strong. This actually looks like it's going to hold its value to a reasonable point. I don't think this will go below $2. That's a hard guess right now, but you never know. If there's far too many of them that start being sold on the market, then you can understand that. That shouldn't be too surprising. But I still think it'll hold on. I think it'll hold its value reasonably enough, and I think things will work out quite nice in the end. So this right here, strong support. If you were to consider buying these, I'd still just straight up say you could just probably put down a $2.60 buy order, and I wouldn't be surprised if you pick some up. Get them 40 cents cheaper while you can. It's an option. But, yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you. Very cool gun. Let's see if we see some more potentially in the near future. Then we've got the likes of the day and night Amador. Quite a decent amount of requests, but the price only went up to about $1.90 almost. And then you go down to here and it's $1.60, and then it starts getting down pretty cheap. Okay, so the vast majority of the buy orders are slightly above $1, and then you've got a decent chunk around here. Guys, I don't think it's going to maintain that $2.49 price. I don't know how low it can go, but Dungeon Armored Door, that's selling for around $2 at the moment, and with the support we see here, probably this is going to end up at around $2 at the moment. But we again, the factors, will we see some more Armored Doors being accepted this year? Will the Day and Night collection turn into a Deplorable collection? Or we shall see. You never know, they might buff Armored Doors again. Last year, towards the end of last year, there was a buff for Armored Doors, and it didn't really change that much in regards to usage, it seems. So, all right, so cool enough, but will this hold its value? No, just do a strong buy order. You could do a $1.80 buy order, and I wouldn't be surprised if you pick some of these up at some point soon. Eventually, yep. And then, of course, we've got the toolbox. A $2 skin, but the bulk of the buy orders, it's all around, yeah. Not a lot of faith, but you never know. YouTuber might use it, and then everybody wants to start using it. So, cool. That's basically it. So, I don't think that's going to hold its value. Yeah. So, the only real strong contender for me is this one. That's the only one that I look at reasonably well, but even then, I still think you could get it cheaper. So, gentlemen, we have discussed all that we can about all of these skins, but now we can start pondering about tomorrow. Tomorrow is complete the sets. We have no idea what we're going to see. That German guy didn't even make a list. He probably wasn't asked to. So, Face Punch is going to surprise us. I would have reason to believe all of the skin collections that you see here won't be seen tomorrow. And then the skin collections you see here as well, I'm pretty sure we won't see tomorrow as well either. So, don't expect a From Hell skin. Don't expect a camouflage skin. I might be surprised. As I did say earlier, we do still need the desert one. Still do need the desert single metal door. But if you want to get a good insight for what we potentially could see tomorrow, where is it? Go over to here. Yep. I made a short video just a few days ago talking about potential candidates. And let me just mute this so I can just talk in the what's in the background. I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see the likes of a Cold Hunter. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Tempered. Tempered usually at least has a skin accepted for all of these complete the sets. And we could either see the Armored Door or the Double Door. Forest Raiders is another good shout. There's both clothing and an AK that could be picked out. There's also Desert Raiders, which also have the clothing. We've been seeing a lot of hide skins, so maybe the Arctic Protection could finally get its hide skins accepted. Whiteout Boots was a good shout. You should expect boots. There's also the likes of Skullkiller boots and whatnot. I didn't show it in this one, but yeah. Loads of potential collections could see skins being accepted tomorrow. We have no idea which one. Now, I would expect one set that came out quite some time back actually finally getting its final piece. Like, JPEG needs tier 3. Elite Crate needs tier 2. And then they're finally complete, based on all of their core pieces, that being Hoodie Pants, Tier 3 and Tier 2. And yeah, so I don't fully know, but it's fun to guess, it's fun to theorise. Complete the sets last year, I keep going back to here, I don't know why I keep going there. Complete the sets last year had, well actually no, I should be over here, that's what I want to be on. They had 3 sets, so what am I talking about? I could just show you. They had 3 sets of clothing and armour. And it's just over here. So there was Hoodie and Pants, there was Tier 2, and there was Tier 3. Camouflage was completed with the Tier 2. Knights Templar was completed with the tier 3, but the Pixel Hoodie and Pants was actually a continuation. There wasn't already a Pixel tier 2 or tier 3 armor. So don't be surprised tomorrow if we see a skin collection that's more like a continuation. The best one to answer that would be Comics Collection. You could see either tier 2 or tier 3 tomorrow. But I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially see something like Hardsuit tier 2 or Elite Crate tier 2 or JPEG tier 3 or Frog Cosplay tier 3. Those would actually complete those collections. All the core pieces would now then be in the game. We shall see. We don't know what to expect, but we can at least look forward to it. And that's that. So it's a guessing game, but I would expect tomorrow to be fairly large, like the last one here. And I would expect to see a lot of interest based on the fact that there's going to be some very notable collection skins being seen tomorrow. And with that, all we can do is sit here and wait. So, gentlemen, it's probably going to rotate around 7 o'clock in the UK evening time tomorrow. That seems to be the average time. I will be streaming on Twitch, so take a look at the description, look for the link for my Twitch, and as I said, I'll start streaming at around 7 o'clock in the evening. So I hope to see you there and we can play the waiting game. It's fun playing the waiting game. Catch you all later. See you and goodbye.